Ram 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 Sarvebhyaha Namo Namaha Suprabhatam. We welcome you all to this doubt clarification session for the Tritiya. We'll start with the Prarthana. Gurureva gatir gurumeva bhaje Gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave Na guroh paramam shishurasmi guroho Matirasti gurau mama pahi guro. सर्वेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामः. So, to start with, there were a few questions that were asked through email. So we have just put it across together, and we will try to go over it. So there are a few questions that came in through the email. We'll just try to answer that first, and then we will go over the lessons, maybe first two lessons, first three lessons, etc. And then we shall see how it will go about. So today, I think the meeting interface is a bit different. This is mostly kind of the webinar. So it will be probably easy for you all to raise your hands and also to ask the questions. So there is a Q&A icon that you can see through which you can ask the questions. And also you can raise your hand. It will be easier for you to use this interface. So we just did that way. So you can you can start putting in the questions in the Q&A chat box, and as well raise your hand so that we can also enable you to unmute and ask your questions moving forward. Astu, idanim sakshat tatra prashnan prati gacchamaha. Maheshwari Bhagini, you can start with this. Mute मध्ये अस्ति इति मन्ये Maheshwari Bhagini. Astu. The question here is Vikathanasya Mallasya Katha Madhye Satada Prabhrati Dine Dine Mrishtannadikam Bhojam Bhojam नाम सः भोजनं कुर्वन् इत्युक्ते तत्र भुञ्जन् तत्र मदगजायते स्म इति पदमागतं. मदगजायते इति कथम् आगच्छति इति गजवत् भवति इति गजायते इति वक्तुं शक्यते. मदगजायते like becoming like an madagaja. Okay, Mada is basically one maybe kind of intoxicated elephant or an arrogant elephant. Tadvat Madagajayate. So it is it derived from a Namadhatu? Yes, it is one of the Namadhatu basically. Here Gajayate is Madagajayate is a Namadhatu. We can go to the next question. There was another question coming in from the test, the Sandhi test that was asked. Bhagini, if you can speak about that.
Yes. Can you hear me, Mahodaya?
Yes, yes.
Yes, there was a so all are correct options only. In the test, answer has been corrected in your test also. So all are correct options. So Karkasha Vyanjanas means Vargasya Prathama and Dvitiya Varnas will be Karkasha Vyanjanas. That's it.
Astu, dhanyawadaha. We will go to the next question. So in this question, in the Panchatantra Kathamukam, tadetesham yatha buddhi vikaso bhavati, tadetesham tat etesham. So here, can it be also split as tada etesham? No, because tada etesham, it will become tadaitesham. Tada etesham will be vriddhi sandhi, but here it is tata etesham only. That is the only sandhi that is possible here. Tadetesham yatha buddhi vikaso bhavati. So Tadetesham is basically think of a way uh, in which uh, the buddhi vikasa can be done for these. Etesham buddhi vikasaha yatha bhavati tadvat iti. So that is the um, split, or that is the meaning when we do this. Astu. Agrimam asti panchashati iti, a group of 500. Could you elaborate a bit more on how this word is derived? What is its pratipadika, etc.? So, uh, so here basically it is, as I said, it is Dvigu Samasa basically. So where similar to Saptashati or anything like that. So Panchashatanam Samaharaha is what you can take it to be. Like, I mean, a collection of 500. So 500, whatever it can be people, it can be shlokas or whatever. Then that is what is Panchashati. So Panchashati itself is the Pratipadika, Ikarantaha, Srilingavat Bhavati. So there's another question which is mostly used whenever we say pardon me, etc. So kshamyatam is what we usually speak or we usually say. Um, and then like why is it that way? In I think in um, Panchatanta Kathamukam also we came across Shruyatam, all those words. So how does it really fit in? Or what is the actual usage of this? So that is what was the question. So um, basically, this is in the uh, karmani prayoga. Basically, it is, you can think it in that way, where you're using that let me be pardoned by you. So something like that. Tadvat atra bhavati. Bhavakarmanoः एव क्षम्यताम् इति भवति, आत्मनेपदी भवति. And then this is also a nijanta. If you take it that way, nijante bhavakarmanoः, lot lakara is what will be kshamyatam. The form will be in that way. So that means to say, let me be pardoned by you. So that is the overall way of saying it. So that's how it comes. Shruyatam is also in the same way. Let this be heard by you, etc. Something like that. So it usually comes in the karmani prayoga, and that's how it is.
एतावन्तः एव प्रश्नः आगतः महोदय.
So these were the questions that we received over the email. Um, Maybe there was one more, I think, which just came in some time ago. I'll just see again in the mail if there is any specific question. But now we shall open up for the next questions. So you can either use the chat box, the Q&A chat box, and or also you can raise your hands and then we can see it. So since maybe less number of students are there, we will directly go over uh, maybe by unmuting and also looking into the chat box questions. Natihi, from which word is it derived? So natihi is basically nam dhatu. You can take it namati from that only. Natihi is basically a strilinga shabda. So natihi means namaskaraha. Then in Sandhi test there were a few multiple answers. How to recognize such questions? Okay, so I think uh, in the exam also, I think it will be a checkbox instead of a radio button. Uh, which for which if there are if it takes multiple answers, etc. So that is one way to look at it. And when you see the options, if you feel like multiple options are possible, then of course you will have to mark them all. Okay. Um, can you please explain? So this is answered. This is also answered. Second question is also done. Okay. Can you please explain the first few paras in lesson 3 in English? So lesson 3, that we will come back to that. So once we open the slide for that, we will look into. Uh, the evam is to read Devam or what? The evam. Uh, the evam is basically te evam. Um, so there is a yanta vanta desha sandhi that occurs, and after that there is also a lopa that happens. Lopa shakalis. There's a sutra, and the ending half yakara will get eliminated or removed, and the final form that will be remaining is the evam. So that cannot be, one more sandhi is not possible after that. So ta evam will stay as is. So it will not become taivam or any other things. It will not happen. So te evam will change to ta evam. Okay. For online final exam, can we type out our answers instead of handwritten answers? So this anyway, for the exam part, we will uh, have some more um, instructions that we will give towards the end of the course or so. The preference is that you will have to write the answers because the evaluators or the Sabha also wants to know how you write, not just type, but how you write. Your handwriting also matters. So that's the reason it is also handwritten. But more details towards that will be given maybe by the end of the course. So, so all these questions in the chat box were answered, except for the one which is the third lesson. You wanted the meaning of um, the meaning in English that we will see now. Anyway, okay, for the other question, which is Karkasha Vyanjana, I had chosen all four, but that was stated as wrong. No, that I think that correction is in place now. If you go back to look back at your evaluation, you'll be able to see the right ones now. Okay, so with that, we'll go to the other question that was asked already. Bhagini, over to you.
So here in which, if you tell the paragraph, then we can explain it, Mahodaya, or you want the entire lesson to be explained?
So we will not explain the entire lesson. So maybe in just we can actually say what is there. Um, so the overall of this particular lesson is, or the first two, three paragraphs or whatever is when Vikramaditya was ruling, Vikramarke Vishwambharam Palayati. So when he was ruling, uh, Kashchit yogi Ujjainim prati agachati. So some yogi comes to Ujjaini. He was well versed in Vedas and Vedangas, Sakala Veda Vedanga Vita, Sakala Shastra Pravinaha. He was also an exponent in all the Shastras. So Sakshat Sarvagyaha Eva. He was a Sarvagya. Sarvagyaha Nama Sarvam Janati iti, one who knows everything. Then Vikrama got to know about him, about his fame, about his khyati, and then he wanted to meet him. He asked, he wanted to meet him, and hence he sent across his minister by name Trivikrama to get him to the Asthana. So he went to Yogi's place wherever he was, and he speaks or he says that the Raja wants to meet you. So please come with me. That's what he says. So that is the overall meaning of the first paragraph or this first Vakya Khanda. Moving forward, then Yogi will then ask, say, what is that I have to do with the Raja? We are the yogis who live Ashimahi Vayam Bhiksha. We eat by taking alms, basically. And then Ashavaso Vasimahi. Even we don't wear any clothes. Ashavasaha. Ashavasaha means Asha means dik. So we are all Digambaras. The dik itself is the ambara or a cloth for us. Shayi Mahi Prishthe. We sleep on a beautiful bed, which is the earth, basically. Mahi Prishthe Vayam Shayanam Kurmaha. Kurvi Mahi Kim Ishwarahi. What shall we do with the Ishwara? So we don't have anything to do with the Ishwaras, or Ishwara means here the king. So why should I come? So that's what he is asking about in this particular shloka. So that's what also Trivikrama goes back and tells Vikrama.
about the yogi was not uh, interested to come and eat you. So then Raja himself will come back or go to the yogi to meet him, and he bows down and then asks him. Um, he will speak to him basically the Ubhaya Kushala Upari, how are you doing, from where you are, like what all. He just um, asks all the things, and then he asks, how old are you basically? Bhavata kati varshani jatani. So how old are you? And then Yogi answers to it saying, Kimevam pritchasi. So this is not a right question to ask. Niti vida purushena swasya ayuhu na kathaniyam. So people who know, who have mastered a lot of things will not state their age, because they have the power also to improve or increase their longevity. And then he gives this beautiful subhashita or quote, which is Ayuritam Grahachitram. These are the 9 things which everyone has to keep it as secret. So that is the, I think if you go over the bhavartha of this particular shloka, you will be able to understand the meaning. Hope this probably covers what you asked for. If in case there are any specific questions, please feel free to write an email about it, or put the question specifically in the chat box. Astu. So we will see other questions in the chat box and then open up for uh, the Q&A from the people. Um, so in general, SSS exams happen in September and also in September first Sunday and February first Sunday. You can accordingly plan and take up the exams either of the time. Next, if we have already given second paper, will we have to give it again? Um, so Surasaraswati Sabha doesn't conduct the exams independently, like that is paper 1 and paper 2 separately. So it will be always together. Maybe what you would be mentioning is you might have attended the course of Anuvada Pradeepa and written a course and evaluation of Vyoma, that is from vyoma-samskrta-pathasala. And if you're probably getting confused with that, that is different, because as you know, Vyoma and Surasara Sabha, these two are independent organizations. Vyoma is just helping you or facilitating your learning process to take up the exam from the Sabha. That's answered as well. And the next, please could you give the pratyaya forms for Lit Lakara and Lit Lakara, how it's given for the other Lakaras? Okay, for Lit Lakara, it is straightforward. It is like just Shya gets added or Sya gets added basically. But all the other forms are like Lit Lakara, like Pathati, Patishyati, Patishyati. There will be an Ikara that may get added depending on the dhatu, which we call, um, for example, idagama or set dhatus will get that form. And uh, uh, anit, like so for certain dhatus which we classify it as anit, so don't worry about the technical terms. They don't get that ikara in the lit lakara. For example, pa dhatu, pibati is there. So for that, the lit lakara rupa will be pasyati. So there is no ikara that is coming in the final form. So that is the distinction, or that's how you can see the difference. So sya is the addition. That's the only addition that happens for the lit lakara in comparison to lat lakara. For lit lakara, different dhatus get different ways of the forms. But in general, if you think of Bhadigana or most of the dhatus, it'll be babhuva, babhuvatuhu, babhuvuhu. A atus, and then us. So that's how the forms will be for the lit lakara. Sorry, lit lakara. So in that is how you can understand. But for certain other dhatus, you get the form like babhuva will be added towards the end, like say avarjaya masa. We had seen in the lesson asa, avarjaya masa, avarjaya masatuhu, avarjaya masuhu, etc. That's how the forms would be. So there's no one way to say what will be the final forms for uh, lit lakara, but we'll see and we can put that there. Hope that answered the question, Purnima Bhagini. Okay, next. Is there any similarity between Sakaradesha Visarga Sandhi and Shtutva Sandhi? Yes, Sakaradesha Visarga Sandhi will be the first step in all cases where Shtutva or Shtutva occur. So Shtutva and Shtutva occur at also other places, but once it is Sakaradesha Visarga Sandhi, then the next step can be a Shtutva or a Shtutva. There's no similarity, but it is just one step and the second step. So that's how you can think about these two. Okay, next, uh, I think next is about the question that was there in the quiz. Bhagini, can you see the next question? Okay, so there are a few questions that's there related to the Sandhi quiz that we will answer it.
So here the correct answer for Shad plus Khadhyani will be Shat Khadhyani.
So basically, I think the Chartva Sandhi we hadn't probably covered in the class. So that is the reason maybe you might have not explored or able to answer that particular question. So similar to Jastva, where Jastva Sandhi, it always happens when any Vyanjana is followed by a Swara or a Mrudu Vyanjana. The Vargasya Tritiyaksharam Bhavati. That is the Jastva. That is the transformation that happens to the third letter. In contrast, the Chartva is the Vyanjana will be changed to the first letter whenever it is followed by a Karkasha Vyanjana. That is the major difference between Jastva and Chartva. If it is followed by Mrudu Vyanjana or a Swara, it becomes Jastva. The third letter will be the final form. If it is followed by a Karkasha Vyanjana, then it will be the first letter that happens. So Shad Khadyani, Kha is a Karkasha Vyanjana and hence it will become Shat Khadyani. So that is the form that actually happens here. So I think Chatra Sandhi was not discussed in class, but yeah, that is just for your understanding now.
So Trishtubmayam here also the same thing happens. Trishtubmayam. The double makara is with double makara is the correct answer. And phalam khaditva. So phalam usually the split will be phalam ardhamakara and khaditva. According to Anuswara Sandhi, we have to write Anuswara because khaditva is consonant. So we have to write Anuswara.
And later also after Anuswara, this Parasavarna is also possible, but I think I'm not sure of the options what were there. So Phalankhaditva would be the next one more step through which that also happens. That is also possible. Astu. Then okay, next I think example how to split Shishushete. Okay, so I think that is asking in terms of again Visarga Sandhi and Shtutva Sandhi. Shishuhu Shete is the right split, the final split. But Shishus Shete, if you do split that way, it will become Shtutva. But Shishus, the word itself is coming from Shishuhu, from the Visarga Sandhi. So it is an intermediate step. The Shtutva would be kind of an intermediate step in that way to look at it while splitting back. So that is taken care. And then Apa Indhanaha. So in that Varna Melanam eva bhavati kila. So you asked that question. So Apa Indhanaha, here in this case, it basically becomes a Jastva Sandhi because you have um, uh, Vyanjana, and then after that you have either, it should be either a Mrudu Vyanjana or a Swara. So here it's Swara. So Abindhanaha, that's how it will be. basically Jasva Sandhi occurs in this case. Yeah, Chartva it's Chartva, Chartva Sandhi. Char means basically the first 5 letters, sorry, first letters of the 5 vargas is called Char. So that's how it is, Chartva Sandhi. Chatata, Chatatava, Kapaya, Shashasar. That is what is Char, basically these letters. So, so that's what will be the final form there. Okay. That is taken care, and then let us see what other questions are there. Sanskrit sentence formation is very difficult. So during the exam, can we write in our own simple sentences? Yes, the expectation is you will have to write in Sanskritam fully. You can practice writing the some like, I mean, how it is given as in the model answers, but you can definitely write in a simpler way also. But ensure that the sentences that you construct are error free or grammatically correct. So the gist or the summary is what they would be expecting, that you write well. Okay. So now let us ask a few questions from people who have raised their hands, and we will again come back to the questions that are there in the chat box. Shankar Mahodaya, you can ask your question. Please raise your hands in case if you have doubts, and if your doubts is already clarified, please lower your hand so that it'll be easy to um, ask people who have doubts.
सुप्रभातं महोदय.
Namaste.
कालिदासः इति पाठे कवीन् अत्यशेत इति अत्र अस्ति.
Correct.
अत्र शीङ् स्वप्ने धातोः उपयोगं कथम् आगतं, कस्मात् अर्थात् इति मम प्रश्नः.
Okay.
अहं चिन्तयामि कालिदासस्य पुरतः अन्य कवयः विना शोभा निद्रां कुर्वन् इव दृश्यन्ति इति अर्थात् वा अन्य कोऽपि अर्थः वा इति.
तत्र एवं भवति. Atyasheta means actually he became like, or because of Kalidasa, they lost their peace of sleep. So they were unable to catch up with Kalidasa because he was an expert. So Atyasheta, in a way, that means that he took off their sleep. So earlier they used to sleep peacefully, but now every day they have to work hard, or I mean, in any way, uh, the competition is not uncommon in any sphere of human life. So that way, Atyasheta here means that they couldn't sleep well. So that's what it means. So basically, he excelled so well that others lost their sleep. So that is one way to look at it. Maheshwari Bhagini, any other point that you want to add there?
No, Mahoday. No, Mahoday.
Astu. Hope that answered your question, Shankar Mahodaya.
महोदय, धन्यवादः.
Astu. Dhanyavadaha. Okay. Next, Aditya Mahodaya, you can ask your question.
Namaste, Ram Ram.
Ram Ram.
My first doubt is on this benedictive mood.
Ha.
Bhuyat, that Ashiling.
Correct.
In what context is it used? Is it always used from a person of a senior level to a junior? For example, Guru to Shishya, or in any other way also? It was not very
Yeah.
clear.
No problem. Ashirling is that it's a benedictive mode. One is let good happen to you, or let good happen. It can be also the other way around. So say even in mantras or anything, or like wherever you see bhuyat is for one example. Shubham bhuyat is also an ashirling. So that can be used evidently by anyone to irrespective of whether they are senior or junior, etc. But for any ashish, so for any wishes, you can use this ashirling. So but mostly it may seem so that the elders would be giving the Ashirvada to the younger ones. That is definitely there, but it is not just restricted to that. Anyone can use Ashirling.
That was me. Another doubt was on the jopya, that word. I did not understand the dissolution of the word fully. So can you?
Which word? I couldn't get that.
Jopya.
Kutra agachati, kutra drishtam?
Slokas.
Huh.
I sent a mail, but I did not book the context. Maybe.
Correct. Yeah, I remember that's what I was thinking. There was one more mail about this, so I will just look at that as well in the meantime. So yes, okay. The word japya is one something related to the japa can be japya. Okay, something related to japa is japya. So that's how it japasya idam japyam iti bhavitum arhati. Whatever is related to japa. Okay, and then I think next one more you have antaha. I think that is the other doubt that you had asked in the mail as well. So akaranta avyaya, not sharantaha or something. Okay, I did not get that correctly, but anyway.
Not sakaranta.
Sakaranta. Okay. Antar. So it's basically antargataha ityadi. So this is a special case in the visarga sandhi. If you see antaha gataha ityadi places, it will become antargataha. Repha desha sandhi is possible. So that is there. So antaha is akaranta. Anta, there we are seeing a. So that is why it is coming in that way.
Thank you.
Astu. Dhanyavadaha. Okay, so we'll go to the next person. Okay. J. Ram Mahodaya, you can ask your questions. You can unmute. I'm unable to hear you, Ram Mahodaya. Can you please speak?
Namo Namaha.
Namaste.
Namaste. While explaining the sandhis, you are repeatedly telling the name itself indicates the niyama.
Correct.
I could understand this in the case of Shtutva Sandhi and Chatva Sandhi, where the rule says Chavarga and Tavarga. How that is applicable to Jasva Sandhi, Sattva Sandhi, and Namudagama Sandhi? Can you please explain?
Yeah, sure. To quickly state, so as I was also saying, the first and the foremost thing that it's all based on the Maheshwara Sutras, basically. The Shiva Sutrani or the Maheshwara Sutrani. I will just share my screen for a moment, and then I'll just quickly explain about it. So there is a deeper grammar concept involved in it. Like, I mean, how from the name of the Sandhi, how to derive what it means, etc. But predominantly, if you see, there are 14 Maheshwara Sutras, which has been given by Maheshwara himself. So this is the origin for Paniniya Vyakarana or Paniniya Ashtadhyayi. So these are the sutras, which is Ayurveda, Rilrika, etc. There are 14 till Hal. So how these work itself is, for example, we will take Jasva Sandhi as a case. Jash means, so whatever letter you start with, and you will always have to use the ending letter of any one of these sutras. That will give you all those letters in between them. So that is how this works. Basically, this is called as the way the Vyakaranam itself is there for all the cases. In the sutras also you'll be seeing this a lot. Akasavarne dirghaha, akaha. This is called as pratyahara. So pratyahara is basically in a short form, in a concise form, you're trying to say which all letters are indicative. So in this case, Jashtva Sandhi, it is Jash means Jabagadada. So in the outcome of the Sandhi, if you see Jabagadada, which is, if you reorder it, ga, ja, da, da, ba, like I mean in the kavarga, chavarga, etc. In our order, what we have learned as the matrika patha. So that is the third letter of every varga. That is how Jaswa Sandhi comes. Same way, in the same way, also for the other sandhis like chartva, I just told about chartva in today's class. Char means it starts with cha here, which is there in the 11th Maheshwara Sutra. Chatata, kapa, shashasa. So you can know that these letters will be the chartva sandhi. Similarly, we call ach sandhi, hal sandhi, etc. Ach means it starts with a and ends still here. A, I, U, R, R, A, O, I, O. So this is the way of Maheshwara Sutra. So I'll just stop with that because deeper grammar concepts may require more time and understanding to really get that. But this is the gist. So this is how you will get to know about the name. Similarly, Sattva Sandhi also, when you ask Sattva, Sakara is coming in the Sandhi, in the final form when you see it. So, and similarly, Chatva or any other Sandhi, you will get to know that. I hope that answered your question. You can still unmute and respond.
धन्यवाद
Sure,
very well
sure,
explained, very well explained.
sure.
धन्यवाद.
Astu. Ram. Then, okay. So we will go back to next student. In the meantime, Maheshwari Bhagini, I think there are a few more questions that are being asked related to the Sandhi test. You can try to look into all of them and then answer together. So we'll see who else have raised their hands. Okay. So yes, Ravi Shankar Mahodaya, you can ask your question. Next will be Srinivasan Mahodaya. Yes.
In the Chatva Sandhi, there is one condition that Madhyavarna Sha should be there. No? That is the
Correct.
easy identification to go to Chatva Sandhi.
Correct.
Okay. And similarly, in the case of Damudagama, which I found very unusual, is it is an Agama Sandhi.
Correct.
In Vyanjana, all are Adesha except Damudagama. Damudagama is the only Agama Sandhi.
Correct.
But one of the Sandhi question was, what are all Ekadesha Sandhi?
Ekadesha Sandhi. Okay.
What do you mean by there's only one Adesha? What does it mean? I got confused.
So, okay. Ekadesha Sandhi means, okay. So thanks for bringing it up. So I just also just flash the same screen now because Namudagama Sandhi also means ngam. Ngam means nga, na, na. So these three letters, what you can see is nam. So basically here. So that is why Namudagama means in outcome you get these three. That is an Agama Sandhi. So in general, Ekadeshaha means, for example, if I say take an example of Yen Sandhi, I will give two examples, one counter example and one example for it. So one is Yen Sandhi. What actually happens here is only the Purva Varna will be replaced. For example, if it is E, that will be replaced with Yakara, half year, right? And then the Paravarna will remain as is, whatever it may be. Like, for example, Iti Eva, Ityeva, or whatever, the second letter remains as is. But in case of a Guna Sandhi or also a Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, etc., what will happen in Guna, Gana Ishaha, for example, if you consider Akara and then Ikara, Ikara, whatever are the Paravarna, Purvarna and Paravarna, both will be together replaced with Ekara. So this is called as Ekadesha Sandhi. So it is in the final Sandhi, both the Paravarna and Purvarna would be replaced with one Adesha that is coming in. So that's how you can see about what is Ekadesha Sandhi. I hope that gives you some clarity about what here also it is an Adesha. Here also it is an Adesha even in the end, but it is not Ekadesha because only the Purva Varna is what is being replaced.
So that means Savarna Dirgha, Guna Sandhi as well as Vriddhi Sandhi. All will come into the...
All will be Ekadesha Sandhis. Yes.
One more doubt, Acharya. See, in the Lut, lit, looked. The Prathama Ditya, I understood that lut is always present tense, lit is
Correct.
past tense, and looked is future tense.
Hmm.
But sometimes for lit we use lung, and similarly for looked we use lit. Now, is it because of some gana, or how do we understand it?
No, there is no gana on it. So we will probably discuss about this in the upcoming classes. One more um, maybe a grammatical concepts on the kriya pada also we will have it. So you can also refer to prathama or dvitiya, where I've elaborately spoken about what are the 10 lakaras that are there and how are they being placed or what it is. Just to give in the gist, we have three past tense, so which are basically one is one is lung, one is lung, and then one is lit lakara. So lit lakara is a paroksha bhuta which happened way long ago. So this is our current time now. This is the whatever is marked is now, and then whatever happened just before to any time. Okay, so that will be the lung lakara, that is the samanya bhuta, and then whatever happened yesterday and before, one day before, that is yesterday and before, will be the lung lakara. So technically, grammatically, if you want to say technically, I cannot say I did this 10 minutes ago, or I did this today morning using lung lakara. We cannot do that, technically speaking. So though it is past tense, it is anadyatana bhuta. Whatever happened yesterday and before, that is lung, and the remaining is what is lit. So same way, even in the future use also, you have one is lut lakaraha, lut, and then you have rit. So that's also in the same way. One is called samanya and one is anadyatana bhavishyat. So that's how we use these lakaras. So both of them can be used. It's not based on the gana. So every dhatu has all these lakaras available. So that is the overview of that. Hope that answered your question. Astu, any other question? Okay.
Acharya, I wanted a brief on this Vikatatanasya Mallasya kata also.
Okay, so we will see, maybe try to cover it towards the end, maybe. Let us see. And then we'll also think about if we can share some translation exercises related to the lessons, and the overall summary in different languages. So we'll try to see that if it is possible. Astu, agre saramaha. Maybe Maheshwari Bhagini, now you can try to answer those questions related to the sandhi that are there in the chat box, and then we shall go again with the oral questions.
Oh. So devebhyaha iha. Here visarga lopa will happen because in the purva varna we have akara, devebhyaha akara, and in the paravarna we have hrasva akaram vina anye varnaha, the rule which says. So here ikara is not savarna of akara. So here it is visargasya lopaha, not visargasya rephadeshaha. And why Shripatihi asti, here visarga rephadesha happens means because in the visargasya rephadesha, what the rule says means akara akaram vina anye swaraha should be in the purvarna, and other swaras and mridu vyanjanas can be in the paravarna. So here Shripatihi. So if we see here ihi, that is ikara. So the rephadesha happens here. And one more thing. Ut stambaniyaha. So here it is not satta sandhi, it is purva savarna sandhi. So wherever after hakara it comes stha stambha dhatu, there purva savarna happens. So it is not satta sandhi. And when so Trishtubmayam is also Chartva Sandhi, not Chatva Sandhi. This session has been, it has been recording, Mahodaya. We will upload that later. And then, so, Trishtup Mayam is also Chartva Sandhi, not Chatva Sandhi. This session has been, it has been recording, Mahodaya. We will upload that later. And then, so, Trishtup Mayam is also Chartva Sandhi, not Chatva Sandhi. We will upload that later.
there's another question. This I couldn't understand. Rajini Bhagini, Dehin Vapashyat breakdown. Um, was this there also Bhagini in the test or a different one?
No, it is not there.
Yeah, Rajini Bhargava Bhagini, you can unmute yourself and maybe ask the question.
It is in the lesson Pativatraya, lesson number 6, Pativrataya Mahatmyan.
Mahatmyam, ha.
Yes, Grahani Dehin Vapyashat. I couldn't understand. So, is it Deh Agni Apashyat? I couldn't understand that word.
Grihinim, okay. So I get the understand now. Dahan Niva Apashyat. Is that the one you are saying?
Acha, Dahan Niva.
Dahan Iva Apashyat. Dahan means
Dahan Iva.
almost like burning. So he looked at her with the
Okay, I
fierce
couldn't
eyes.
understand. Dahan
Okay.
Iva.
Correct.
Thank
That
you,
is
thank you.
Dahan Iva Apashyat. So I couldn't get the context like what you had asked. Okay, sure. Dhanyawada. Hope that answered.
Dhanyawad.
Sure. Okay. So next, we don't have much clue about the Shabda Rupas and not so fluent with tenses. So can I write basic and simple sentences in Sanskrit? Yeah, exam, yeah, as I said, error-free sentences is what is needed. But please practice from the textbook, from the model answers that is being given. So it will help you to improvise your writing skills as well. So that is also answered. Next, understand any word, or I'm not getting any word to express my thoughts in the exam. What can I do? Please let me know. Um, uh, so again, so we may be short of words sometimes, but try to remember whatever is the closest possible meaning of that. In the probably in the worst case scenario where you don't find any word or Sanskritam word to use, you can probably um use an English alternative word for only that particular word and express your thoughts. But with practice, I think you shouldn't be in that situation because it is not anything unknown to you that may come in the exam. So whatever is there in the lesson, etc. So with practice, you should be able to um, understand it. Yeah. So dhanyawadaha. And then there is one more question. Um, Vijasta Evam, can you please explain, clarify a little further? Okay, so I will do that in a moment. Okay, so there are a few more questions who have raised their hands. Srinivasan Mahodaya, you can ask your question.
Yeah, see, regarding this Purva Savarna Sandhi, I was little confused on the last aspect which said this about the ad, ud and ud. There was a question also on that, because I was not able to understand that. So can you please little explain on that?
Okay, 1 minute. So let me also take up the slides and then share that. Just give me a moment. So, okay, so Purva Savarna Sandhi, we will just give, I'll just, just opening that particular slide so that it will be easy to explain it.
Correct. Yeah, why not?
Sure. Yeah.
Correct.
I'm just taking out that 1 minute.
Yeah, that slide is here.
Okay. So sorry. Yeah. Astu. Dhanyawadaha Bhagini. So.
Yeah, I'm able to understand the first. Yeah, I'm able to understand the first 4 parts of it. That is the Vargas, 4 letters of all the Vargas, and the Ha. That I'm able to understand. But the next one, which is Ud Iti Upasargasya, that I'm not able to understand.
Okay, okay. I'll explain it quickly. So what is there is the first is Purva Savarna wherever there's Hakara
Ah.
in the Paravarna and Purva Varna, if it is the Varga first four letters, then the Hakara will be replaced with the fourth letter. So that is
Yes.
straightforward. There's no problem with that. When it comes to the last one, which is a special case where Ud is the Upasarga, in that Upasarga, the Dakara, whatever is there, that will be that in combination with Stha or Stambha Dhatu. Okay, only with these two dhatus only. What
Okay.
will happen? The Stha, in the Stha, Sakara and Thakara is there. That will get changed. So so here I think
It becomes
Utthanam, yeah,
Utthanam.
Utthanam is another example where that happens. So that is the example that is there here, like this Uttasthanam. In that case, you get instead of this Sakara,
Sa,
you get
tha.
the Takara only. Yeah, Utthanam. That's how it will be finally there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
then that double tha also gets eliminated in due to another grammar rule. And at final form, if you see, it will be Utthanam. Utthanam, of course, pronunciation wise, there will be very subtle difference that there's a double tha. That's the only thing. But otherwise,
Okay.
the this will be changed to this. That is the
Only in
meaning of
this, only in case of
only for
this.
this, only with respect to this ut as the upasarga and stha dhatu or stambha dhatu. Only with this two
These,
case only
these two
it
cases.
works.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And one more question here comes mainly to do with Sandhi.
Hmm.
When we are when you're doing Parayanam of any of the text scripts are there,
Correct.
scriptures, so there the Sandhi is occurring throughout. But
Correct.
so when we are doing the Parayanam, do you need to split and do the Parayanam, or should continue it?
Okay. So the ideal way is if it is if the sandhi is occurring after a pada, okay, between the
Okay.
padas,
Okay.
then splitting the sandhi is fine. That's not a problem because we will be chanting pada by pada. So
Correct.
in such cases, splitting a sandhi is okay. But
Okay.
if you are splitting any sandhi in between the words, that is not correct because it will also create a chando bhanga. So the Parayana
Okay.
Granthas, whenever any shloka grantha or anything we take, even for example Ramayana Parayanam also, if you are doing ardha pada, sorry, ardha shloka wise, then no need to split the sandhi at all. So
Okay.
that is just a convenience. If you want to split at every pada, we can split the sandhi.
Okay. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I hope that answered the question. Dhanyawadaha.
One more question is there is you had mentioned that this slide PDFs will be available to be downloaded, but
Yeah.
will it
So
be
there will be some certain changes that still some more work is being done regarding that. So
okay?
soon you will be able to know about it. So we will be also officially sending across the communication related to it.
Because we'll have to keep going back and seeing
Sure,
the
sure.
things. So
Understood.
that is the reason, yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'll try to see what best can be done in this regard. Yeah.
Thank you, Mama.
Dhanyawadaha. Yes.
Dhanyawad.
Okay. So next I think Bhagini, you can take out this Vikathanasya Mallasya Katha slide also just to give the summary. Apart from that, I see there is one about Sati Saptami Prayoga. I will just probably give a short description of it. Kalidasaha iti pathe vyajignapat iti padasya vivaranam kripaya kurvantu. Okay. So vyajignapat, so basically V upasarga sahita ajignapat. So basically he requested for. That is the meaning of the word vyajignapat. So that is he requested or he asked for. That is the meaning of the word. Okay, so next we will see this quickly. I think in Bhagini, I think we'll have to open the विकत्थनस्य मल्लस्य कथा.
Same thing.
Okay, I think I'm seeing the heading as Vikrama Saudaryam, so I just asked.
Oh, okay. 1 minute.
So, dhanyawadaha. So, in the meantime, in the chat box, Preshayamasa is Litlakara. So that is taken care. And then next, Kalidasa Hiti Pathe, yeah, Vijigyapat, we just spoke, that is taken care. The Evam is there, so we'll see. Okay, then Gopala Krishna Mahari, you can ask your question.
Ram Ram Ram. अत्र पञ्चमः पाठकः एकलव्यस्य बुद्धिः बशकः अबशत् इत्यादि शुनकः those are all similar. It has to be अनुपदमेव बशत शुनौ मुखे सप्तशारान् पूरयत्. Previously there was दृष्ट्वा अबशत्. So these are all bashak is a
Bhasha is basically to bark. The meaning of the bhashati means bark. Bhashanam means barking. So that's a difference. Bhashanam means speaking. Bhashanam means barking. So at places we tend to tell wrongly. Okay. So so bhashakaha means one which barks is a bhashaka. Bhashaka is a synonym for shunakaha. So you can take that way.
Oh.
Sure. Dhanyawadaha. Okay. Next. General overview of Vikathana Simalasya Katha is the first shloka itself states that, I mean, if you go through the Bhavartha, I think it'll be very easy to understand. Garjat Ghanana Varshanti Nagarjanti Ghana Ghanaha. So the clouds which just roar won't give the rain, and the ones which basically give a lot of rain will not roar or will not make so much sound. So that is the meaning of it. So a barking dog seldom bites. So it's kind of an equivalent saying to that. You can think in that way. So Vagadambaravan loke na kinchit kartumarhasi. A person who is always speaking and not actually working on it cannot essentially do anything in this world. So he is just a person of speech, or he just speaks, but he doesn't work. So that is the overall meaning of this particular shloka. So as we know, this katha is about a smart wrestler who wanted to make his living in an easy way through his vak chaturya and so on. And his name, by the way, anyway, is Vajrajangha. He was there. So he went to Mitavidyaya Samyak Jivanam Alabhamanaha. He was unable to make a good living because of his limited knowledge or limited studies or expertise or whatever. So he went to Malayala Desha Raja, and he says that he is capable of doing anything, and he's an expert in wrestling. Kurali Vidya is basically the Malla Yuddha or wrestling. And then he wants to stay in his ashraya. Basically, he says that Tava Putran Kurali Vidya Nipudan Karushyami, etc. He says that I can do whatever, I can teach your sons and so on. And then I am capable of even holding a mountain on my head. So Parvatanapi Shirasa Vaheyam. So I can do all this. So having heard this, the Raja was very much excited that how is it even possible for a man to hold the mountain? Of course, Sri Krishna had done during the Govardhana Giri Uddharanam, but how essentially a human being be able to do this? So he was very much astonished, and he wanted to see this. And then they said there is one mountain nearby, near our village, where there are many wild animals that are living, and it is very difficult for us. So then immediately this happened at the same time when this Malla Vajrajangha was speaking to the Raja, and then immediately he looks at the Malla and asks, "Okay, why don't we? You said you can also carry the mountain, so why don't we try doing it now? Let's lift the mountain and then keep it aside somewhere else." So then he says, without witfully he answers saying that, so I need some time to train myself because I did not get a chance to lift a mountain and other things so much, and hence I will require some time where I can again gain some more energy, and then I will be able to lift the mountain. So he says I can lift two mountains in my both hands. So he's uh, saying that in this way. Just he's boasting about his abilities, so which is not true. And then he says, okay, I will have to stay here for some time so that I can gain my energy and power back, because I did not have any chance to do it so long. And he deham dridhikritya etat karyam nirvartayishyami. So I will ensure I gain back my physical strength, and then I will do this work for you. So even the Raja was happy, and then he says, okay, what all you need? And then he asks for a contract, like what will you do? So then he says, Pradinam ekam nishkam diyatam. So please give me a coin every day until I do this work for you. So and then he asked for good amount of food, mrishtanna bhojanam. Etat sarvam swikritavan. And then after that, Samvatsare Purne, after a year, he says, I'm ready to carry the mountain today. And witfully, he says, they all go to the place where the mountain was. Everyone is eager to see how this Malla would lift the mountain. And at that point, he makes a statement saying, I said I can lift the mountain, but someone has to help me first lift it and keep it on my hands. So which is not possible by anyone. So Swamin Urvidharam Vodhum Sannadhosmi Agyapyantam Sainikaha Parvatamudhritya Machirasi Nidhatum. So please ask your soldiers to lift the mountain and keep it on my head, and then I will take it. So then Raja asks, how will these be able to lift the mountain at all? This is the overall about this particular lesson. So mat pratigyanu rupam shirasa girim vodhum samarthosmi kintu girirayam kaishchit matchirasi nidheyaha. So I only told, or I committed that I'll be able to lift it on my head or hold it on my head, but I did not say I will be able to lift it from the ground. So as per my commitment, so this is what I can do. So this how the story goes, the storyline goes. So niralambaha vagadambaraha na vishwasaniyaha. Without any proof, without any adhara, any vagadambaravan ityanena, one who just speaks, vak adambaraha. So adambaraha means boasting, also you can take that way. So he cannot be um, trusted. He's not trustworthy. So that is the moral of this story. Okay, hope that answered your question and you could understand this meaning well. Dhanyawadaha. Okay, so next question, Rajara Mohodia, please feel free to ask your question.
Yes. Adambara is cloth, na cloth. Adambara.
No. Adambaraha is not cloth. Ambaraha is cloth. Just ambara means cloth.
Adambara is what? Boasting.
Yeah, boasting or artificial maybe decoration or anything, that is called adambaraha.
I would like to suggest something. Can I suggest? Instead of asking
maybe you can put it in the like, I mean, if it is very specific to the class and related and beneficial to others,
yes,
maybe you can. Yeah.
So thing is, now we are about 70 students. Okay. So what I request is, for question answer, you can ask them to raise hand, but other thing like, Shabda Rupa, Dhatu Rupa, and Shloka, reading, you should, the teacher herself should make them one by one chant and not give the option to the people to raise the hand. Then, then everybody will start, pronouncing properly. Except now 10 or odd people only are repeatedly
No,
coming
correct.
forward.
So one thing I will put there is we are encouraging more students to participate in the interactions possible. Of course, we can see most of the times, even after we ask the students to recite, we also recite the shlokas or even the Subhashitani or Shabdarupa or Dhatu Rupa, just to get the right pronunciation, what is correct, and so on. But this is one way to get a feedback. So in a pratyaksha patha, if it is a live class, like I mean face-to-face class, you have ample opportunities to get your pronunciations corrected. But in an online mode, it will at oftentimes it is very difficult to get that feedback. So that is just one way. Of course, so our intention is everyone should get a chance and everyone should at least try it out. But again, it is voluntary thing that whoever would like to participate and get the benefit of it. So, but anyway, taken your point. Let's see what more or how best we can employ that.
Second thing is,
Dhanyawada for that. Yeah.
yeah,
Last one
second
more
thing
minute
is,
for you, sir.
yeah, one more, one more. Yeah, I will not tell
Yeah.
more. Only thing
Yeah.
is, this, lot of people, even I am speaking in English now. Lot of people are asking in, because we are not confident in telling in Sanskrit. So if you can give 10 simple sentences every class, I am feeling sleepy, I want to go to sleep, I want, like that, one session. Second thing is, whatever question these people are asking in English should be converted to Sanskrit by the teacher, so that next time they will start asking in Sanskrit. This is my second suggestion.
Okay, sure. So definitely किं कर्तुं शक्यते इत्युक्ते तदेव यदा अवकाशः दीयते वा अथवा प्रयत्नं कर्तुं शक्नुमः, we will try to speak in Sanskritam whenever any chance is given. One is that only with practice it comes. So you don't have to maybe look for new sentences to do the translation. Yes, of course, there are ways in which you can do it. And as I also suggested in one of the classes, there's also a Sambhashana course also which is there through Vyoma, which you can also refer to. There are, I think it's not a live one, but it is already completed, which is focused on Samskrita Sambhashanam. Because whatever we may do, we may give 5 sentences or 10 sentences every week, etc. It is just on top of over and above whatever is actually being there for Tritiya or the focus of the course. It may not be a sustainable and scalable model, because what sentences I choose may or may not be always applicable to each and every one. So, but of course, you can take the statements from the lesson itself and try to practice or try to do some translation and understand. Or you think about one topic, try to write about it or read about it in a different language and try to translate it into Sanskritam. So these are the ways it will happen step by step. And spoken Sanskritam is altogether a separate skill. So those who can read, understand, and also write well may or may not be uh, so much capable also to speak in Sanskritam, because every language has various skills: listening, speaking, then LSRW, so reading, writing, then comprehension and composition. So there are so many skills that are there. Only when you practice speaking, the Sanskrit Sambhashanam comes. Ataha यदा यदा शक्यते तदा संस्कृतभाषया एव वार्तां कुर्मः. तद्वारा एव संस्कृतसम्भाषणं किञ्चित् वा सम्यक् भवति. That is just my suggestion, but we'll see what can be done in that regard as well. Sure. धन्यवादाः.
धन्यवादाः.
Astu. So I think we are almost time. We'll see if there are any specific questions in this. Okay, so So I'll just share my screen back again for a moment and share like where to find Sanskrit Sambhashanam class, etc. So if you come to sanskritfromhome.org and if you just search for Sambhashanam or spoken Sanskrit, etc., you will find spoken
In the
Sanskrit.
chat, I have given the link, Mahodaya.
Okay, astu, dhanyawadaha for that. So if you just also give spoken Sanskritam, Sanskritam Vadamaha, there are a couple of courses that are there, and also you can refer to what the link shared by Maheshwari Bhagini. So that will also help. So otherwise also you can just search for the courses, and here you have various learning paths, learning programs, etc. So you can just also click on the courses, and on the left side you have some filters. You can use that to filter out the courses that you are interested in and say learn about it. Okay, so these are the different types of courses and then filters that are available. And one more thing, I think in general, like we will try to give a chance to everyone to interact with us. So whoever would have raised their hands, at least consciously we try to call out different names each time we call out, even though the same person is raising the hands always. So ample opportunities would be given in that direction. So please volunteer yourself by raising your hands to in case you want to interact. So that will be helpful. Astu. So I think this link is given already. Then Paranam chanting we have intonation, so Sundays cannot be split at all instances. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so now I think one more question which is probably pending. I'm just seeing. Okay, ta evam is one thing I will just see, and if there is anyone else raising the hand who have not got a chance yet. Okay, I think most of you have already done. Okay, so one quick thing about what I was sharing about already told about this Yanta Vanta Desha Sandhi. So in Yanta Vanta Desha Sandhi, so which is okay. Maheshwari Bhagini, if you have the slide handy for the Yanta Vanta Desha Sandhi, can you please share that?
Yes.
And then okay, there's also one Vidhehi, yes. It is in lot lakara dha dhatuhu vi upasarga sahita dha dhatuhu is vidhehi. Okay, so now yeah, if you see here in the Yanta Vanta Desha Sandhi, we have these combinations like whenever A, I, O are there and any other swara, it can be any swara, then A will be replaced with aya, aya, ava, av. So these are the cases that we have. There's an optional sandhi that occurs after this, post this, which is a lopa sandhi. The ending yakara and vakara, gets the lopa. So that is an optional one. And if you do it, it is in most of the cases they would probably do it. So te eva, tayeva is the actual sandhi form that will be there. Ta yeva will be the form, but ta eva also is correct because the yakara, the half yakara that comes at the end gets a lopa. Same way for va also. So they're also like, for example, say we have guro eva, gura eva is also possible. Gura eva or um, say maybe guraveva also is possible. Guraveva, gura eva. So both are possible based on that optional elimination of the half yakara and vakara. So that's how that sandhi would have been there. And then similarly, tasmai idam will become tasma idam as the optional lopa, or otherwise tasma tasma idam yakara also along with yakara. So that's an optional part. Hope that answered your question related to the evam. Just closing that question. Okay, so okay, maybe we'll go with the last question. Srinidhi Mahodaya, you can ask your question.
Namaste.
You can unmute yourself. Namaste.
In Yantavanta Desha Sandhi, recently, like I was going through a few of the examples. What I came to know is in one of the tests, it was given as Yete plus Yedante. Even that is Yantavanta, right? Somewhere
Correct,
like
correct.
they had given so Yeta Yedante.
Correct. So
Oh, okay,
ete edante is because of that optional elimination of the half yakara. So that's how it will be.
And the second question is, as per the sutra, Vantoi Pratyaye. So in that they had given Yadi Pratyaya, and everywhere like I could see as they had given as Go Yam Gavyam,
Correct.
Now Yam Navyam.
Correct. So that
So
is
that is
a different case. That is actually coming is basically related to goho idam gavyam etc. That is basically tadhita and where that gets affected. So go will change to gavya. So basically yakara gets added, and that's a different rule, but that is not directly related to yantavanta desandhi. But yeah, you can take that as an extension of that.
Okay, thank you. But Yadi Pratyaya is always Yam.
There in that particular case, yes.
Okay, okay. धन्यवाद महोदय.
Sure, धन्यवादाः. Okay, so that brings to probably the conclusion of today's session. In case if you feel there are still some more questions that not answered, or you have still more questions or doubts, you can always reach out to us through the email or during the class sessions as well. So feel free to ask the questions. Hope today's session was helpful in a way to at least get some of your doubts clarified, and in a dedicated doubt clarification session, you get more time to discuss about your questions and doubts. So one last other thing which we did not cover is about the Sati Saptami Prayoga. So maybe we'll take up during one of the grammar sessions about that Sati Saptami Prayoga. So that we will probably take it later. And next is one more question that is asked is, or an observation related to Swara Sandhi. If with Upasarga, the Pararupa Sandhi is there, and while in Vyanjana Sandhi, the same category is called Purva Varana. Not exactly. So whatever is Purva Savarna Sandhi. Okay, so you're telling about that. Okay, so Pararupa Sandhi, Purva Rupa and Pararupa. So like the Pararupa occurs only with uh, uh, specific upasargas and the dhatus. Upeti, upa eti, upeti. So here the Paravarna is what is retained in the final form. Hence it is called Pararupa Sandhi. If the Purva Varna is only retained, then it would have called Purva Rupa Sandhi. So or something like that. So that is the difference there. In Vyanjana Sandhi, it is not Pararupa or Purva Rupa Sandhi. It is Parasavarna or Purva Savarna. So it is being changed to a particular Savarna. Savarna is an equivalent letter of the same class. So that is what is Savarna. And hence there the naming is a bit different. That's the only thing. So Pararupa definitely means the Paravarna is retained as is. So that is the distinction that you can see there, Mahodaya. Hope that answered your question. Dhanyavadaha. Niralambaha means without adhara. Niradharaha. Niralambaha. Alambaha means adhara, something to hold on is called an alamba. Hold on in the sense not in a physical sense, like to where there is maybe a ground, or it can be anything. So that is alamba. So dhanyawadaha. So hope this was helpful. And then yeah, we will be planning to have one more doubt clarification session like this, probably towards the end of the course, because we are almost more than halfway through. We are left out with a few more lessons, Subhashitani Arthas, and few lessons and grammar topics. After that, we will be definitely having one or maybe few more doubt clarification sessions. So dhanyawadaha. Maheshwari Bhagini, anything else you wanted to add?
No, Mahoday.
Dhanyawadaha. And then if there are any questions outside of related to the class, please write it separately through email. We will try to answer that. Dhanyawadaha sarvebhyaha. Thanks for joining in at this time. I hope this session was helpful. Just to remind, sorry, for the paper 2, we will not be having a separate class or one more session for paper 2. For paper 2, because it's already there, and pre-recorded classes are available. Just search for Anuvada Pradeepa or Tritiya paper 2. You will be able to get that, and it is also mentioned as one of the prerequisites for the current course as well. So hence that you will be able to get that from the Vyoma website itself. So you can just search for Tritiya, and you will see the other course which is there, Anuvada Pradeepa. So please go through that. You start referring to the videos, and that will be very much helpful and easier. Okay, so here is the paper 2 Anuvada Pradeepa. This is the course. Okay, with that we will conclude today's session. Ananta dhanyawadaha. Punaha somavasare milamaha. Ram Ram Ram.